Hey guys, it's Ryker. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to put together a medical binder. I have found having a medical binder has made my healthcare experience a lot easier as somebody with a lot of chronic health issues, and overall, especially with the Northwest Territories healthcare system and having to go out of community for appointments and specialists, it's very handy to have. So today I'm going to be showing you how to put it together, and it's going to be broken down into chapters on each step of how I put together my medical binder, what I put in mine personally. Obviously I won't be showing it because medical information, but I will have plenty of examples of stuff I have in my binder. So let's get into it. Alrighty, for selecting your binder, ideally you want a binder that has a zipper that goes all the way around. If it has a small hole at the top, that's okay. Just something so that it is sealed on the edges, all sides, so that way you don't have any of your documents or anything spilling out of your binder by accident. Also, having additional pockets. Mine has a pocket here, has pockets on the inside, spot to put pens, and those are all things I recommend having a couple extra of during your appointments. So, doesn't matter binder color. Honestly, I really like mine because it has a strap. I do want to add a shoulder strap to it at some point, but this is just what I personally use for my binder. I got this at the dollar store for like $5, so it should be pretty easy to be able to get a binder like this. So, otherwise, nothing specific. If you want to have something that says medical information on it, do not open, you do you. So, that's something I want to do, but I just have not had the time to do. Alrighty, for the next things you are going to want in your medical binder, your first page should be something like this. It says confidential, if found, contact information. Because you don't want somebody just randomly opening this up and seeing stuff. So, I know it isn't a perfect system, but having something like this on your first page, do not open, and then as well having a note that says do not open without explicit consent from insert your name. So that is what I have on the first page of my binder. So the next thing you're going to want to work on is your general info sheet. How I like to describe this is like your first impression for your doctor. It's kind of like a cover letter for all your medical stuff. I just made a rough paper version. I have a more clean Canva version template available in my description, so you can fill it out yourself with all of your stuff. So how I have this set up is I have the date you updated at the top, having your preferred name, legal name, pronouns, date of birth, your sex assigned at birth, your gender. Then I have pronouns, then allergies right at the top. You have your diagnoses, the year you were diagnosed or the specific date, if you want to go into that detail, all of your current medications and when you started taking that med, if you were able to find when you were able to take it, all of your current vitamins and supplements, because those do matter to your healthcare providers, your mobility aids that you currently used and when you started using them, and additional medical information context for your doctor, just kind of like a little footnote of just general stuff. Your emergency contact on there as well, just so it's there ready to go. Another thing that is on my template that I do not have on here is daily symptoms and severity, date they started presenting, etc. Here's a screenshot here of what the template I have looks like, so if you are interested, it's fully free, available on my Canva, and that will be linked in the description below. Alrighty, the next thing we are going to be including in our medical binders is what I like to have personally. I've been wanting to do this and I just haven't gotten to it. Symptom log, having all of your imaging and blood work reports, your referrals, like your copy that you get, extra prescriptions, like if you have just a paper copy of it, your past general information pages. Like every so often you're going to have to update that page, so I recommend keeping that page just so you have it as a frame of reference. That way you can look back and see when you're on those meds or see when this XYZ thing was. Having a list of all of your past medications and past supplements if you can, having a list of all your past treatments, appointments, that sort of thing. Little pamphlets or information packets that your care provider gives you about a condition or about a condition you have or may have. Extra paper and pens so you can write down, take notes during your session, take notes after your session, and just write down what you want to talk about with your care provider on your next appointment. And for my people in the Northwest Territories, having your proof of attendance and medical expense claim forms. That way you always have them. That way, if you have your binder walking into your specialist appointment, you have those forms. It's just really important to make sure you get those signed. Also, one last addition for your medical binder, have family history of medical conditions in your family. And if you have that, I know not everyone has that luxury, especially people who are donor conceived or just have no connection to their biological family. So do what you can with family history as well. That can be extremely helpful for your care team. Alrighty, the next piece we're going to dive into is sections. So I have several different sections in my binder. I have some written down here that I recommend. For sections that you may want to have in your medical binder, your symptom logs, copies of your prescriptions and list of past medications, vitamins and supplements is like one section. Symptom log is its own. A section with all of your lab reports and imaging reports, all of your assessment reports, having your past general info sheets in their own section, info sheet booklets, like I mentioned before, have their own section, your referrals, your medical travel expense claim forms, and proof of attendance sheets having their own little section, or just having them in a quick, easy to grab spot. For me, I have my confidential page holder, and on the other side of that, my general sheet is here. Right here, I have my medical expense claim form. So as soon as I open up my binder to show a care provider, I have proof of attendance thing right there. I look at it, I'm like, okay, I need you to sign this, please. That's just something I do that helps me with my medical and health stuff. And lastly, why is this binder useful and why should you have one? Personally, I have ADHD, and for me, it has been an absolute lifesaver on keeping track of all of my appointments, my health stuff, and just makes my life so much easier for doctor's appointments. Just having all of that information there and ready to go makes the whole process more streamlined and overall has improved my experience with healthcare. Next reason for me is self-advocacy. Wow, I cannot speak today. So if your care provider's like, I'm unsure about this, I don't see it on your chart, blah, 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 or I don't think you have this, etc. Then you can just flip in your binder as reference being like, actually, I had this care provider say XYZ thing, and I had this testing done, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Just so having it, that way you can advocate for yourself, especially if you don't have someone there who can advocate for you. Also, it's huge for keeping track of your health info. Overall, that's kind of the whole point of this video. And also helps you really be prepared for your doctor's appointments. Something that I've personally started doing is if I book a doctor's appointment, I write down in my calendar event when I get the appointment date what that appointment is for. And then I make a list of things I want to talk about with my care provider during that appointment that is relevant to what the appointment is for. Example, I want to look into getting an EDS diagnosis, so I have an appointment booked for seeing a provider and talking about EDS. I need to make a list of things I want to talk about, like, okay, these are the criteria I met, these are the comorbidities I have, other autoimmune conditions in my family, etc. Having all that information in there is extremely helpful. And already, I think that is everything. I hope you guys found this useful and informative. I hope this encourages you to make your own healthcare binder. And I just really hope this helps. As a person with ADHD, having this binder has made a huge difference in my daily life. So yeah, if you like this content, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing, and ringing the notification bell. That would be hugely appreciated. And I hope you have a great day, and stay safe out there.